More Monad news, some Hyperlane updates, some more token announcements, claims, and much more. Let's get started. Starting with Hyperlane, if you have not done much activities in 2024, it is highly recommended to really hammer down on 2025 Hyperlane activity because, as you know, most projects are announcing snapshots at the moment of the Twitter post, because ZkSync, for example, announced that the snapshot was 3 months before they announced the Twitter post, and that was not very well received. So hopefully projects learned to be more fair towards their users when it comes to snapshot dates. So that said, Hyperlane is still not announced, so therefore I'm still pushing some super basic, straightforward Hyperlane transactions, and we're going to do an in-depth guide for both Monad and Hyperlane in the coming weeks, but this is just a short summary of what you can do still to qualify. And one incredibly important thing to understand when it comes to these ecosystem dApps, that Hyperlane technology might be used to actually create them, but they're not all verified by Hyperlane Foundation and project itself. So you have to be very cautious which ones you're using, because of course in most cases these are legit and everything will be fine, but in some rare cases, like for example this cheese chain, I still have funds stuck on the other side of this thing. So of course you always send only test amounts to see if you can actually bridge your assets back to the original chain. So knowing that, let's just go really quickly which apps I would maybe recommend to play around if you still haven't. Obviously Nexus Bridge, this is the main bridge that you can use to actually move your funds around, and it is amazing to see how many new integrations they've added. Half of these are completely unknown, so as always be careful where you're sending to and from, but it is amazing to see that their main product is actually still one of the most important things that you can use. Now, the other one I could potentially recommend is also Superbridge. This might qualify you for Optimism future round as well, because this is using, of course, Optimism Superbridge superchain technology. You also have other stuff like, of course, if you're farming Sonic, you can explore with this one. Elixir just had an airdrop. Velodrome, I'm not 100% sure how Hyperlane is integrated with Velodrome, but it is amazing if you can combine these two as well. Of course, Superform was one of the main ways to actually qualify for layer 0, so it would not be completely out of realm of possibility to actually qualify for Hyperlane using Superform as well. It should be a legitimate project. I've also sent funds using Treasure Bridge, Swellchain, of course. Eclipse, this is the one I would highly recommend using because it is a very organic, straightforward way to qualify for both Hyperlane and having assets on Eclipse, which we believe is going to be one of the better airdrops for 2025. Next on, we also have Skip. This is one of the better bridge solutions in and out of Cosmos ecosystem. And if you're looking to bridge through modularity, such as using Celestia or anything like that, Stride Hyperlane Bridge is amazing. This is also going together with Modularium, which we'll mention later, but you also have the Forma bridge, which will bridge your assets from Celestia to Forma using Hyperlane transaction. Then another one that you also have is, of course, this Injective bridge. This one is kind of not used at all anymore, because I've just checked the TVL on Injective EVM and it is just crazy. This chain looks dead, but it is a Hyperlane transaction that you can send back and forth. So yeah, just don't use any dApps there because the chain seems kind of finished. Mentioned Cheese Chain, yeah. And yeah, Forma, this is the NFT thing. It's really great. It has done incredibly well with some of the collections that you could have minted earlier in the past. We have one coming up very, very soon, I think tomorrow. Of course, Merkley, if you've used Merkley, that's the most straightforward, simplest solution for Hyperlane transactions, most organic, easiest to use DEX cross-chain bridge. And SwapFast is also amazing because it actually allows you to connect many, many different blockchains, Cosmos, EVM chains. Maybe they've also added Solana recently. We will check that in the future. And let's not forget ZeroA as one of the best gas refueling solutions cross-chain as well. Naturally, when farming these bridge airdrops, it is very important to do something with the funds that you actually bridge to a new destination. So in this case, if you want to actually get a new Hyperlane interaction organically with Forma, there is a new NFT being minted on March 13th. It is Chimeras, and all of the NFTs that were minted like this in some special whitelist method in the past, they've done incredibly well. From Mammoths to Molita, they've all done between 30, 40 to 400x and more in some cases. So it is highly recommended to check your whitelists and actually start using these chains if you still haven't. And not to mention that you're farming 3 airdrops potentially at once. You are definitely farming Hyperlane transactions. You are potentially farming a Forma future airdrop, which is not out of the realm of possibility. And finally, you're also farming Astria, which might also have a token in the future. So it is a very, very nice 3-in-1. And also from other announcements, we have news from Shardium. It seems that there's going to be an airdrop just around the corner. So hopefully this is not just fake news or whatever. Shardium airdrop is actually coming. And also Nillion Checker is live. So if you've been qualifying for Nillion, if you've got those nil pills, and if you have seen that you're eligible, make sure to see your allocations. And if you would like to master the airdrop game, it is incredibly helpful to be part of a community which actually follows the journey and can help you on your way. One such community is our Discord. We discuss all the strategies in real time, and most of the alpha is very, very time sensitive, between 24 to 48 or 72 hours. So if you want to be in the loop, if you want to make the most out of this year with airdrops and all the coming ones that we still have, our Discord could be one of the places to be. Not just from the community discussions, but also announcements, airdrop distributions. It is one of the easiest way to stay in the loop. You can check everything on our official website. You can see the monthly, yearly plans, as well as an airdrop tracking application, which can help you keep organized. Regarding the Monad updates, there is a new concept called Break Monad, where they're trying to actually overload the blockchain using some gaming transactions. And you can actually see Toby's guide here in the first comment, which is going to be very, very helpful to actually see how you can participate in this. Again, keep in mind that Monad is heavily farmed, so this should not be too difficult. But again, you always have to make sure to differentiate from all millions of wallets farming it. Regarding the AI world, this has been incredibly stale, and we're still sitting around 4 billion in market cap. However, there is one project that seems to be picking up a lot of steam. It is BankerBot, and might do a short update on this one in the coming weeks as well, but it has taken both Fartcoin and AXBT when it comes to mindshare on Cookie, so it is maybe something to pay attention to. The one that we will mention regarding airdrops is this Phrasa AI, because they have this ongoing campaign where you can win $100,000 if your digital twin actually wins a competition that they have organized. If you're doing this one, just make sure to connect your X account to this application, because it'll give you extra 3,000 points just for free. Speaking of free, this one isn't free. You actually need $250 to participate. So make sure to actually know the risks before engaging in this. And to wrap up, we have been getting a lot of questions regarding where to keep your stablecoins during these turbulent crypto times. And my easiest answer has always been Infinex. It is one of the platforms that seems underfarmed, but they keep pushing out airdrops, new developments, new integrations. Latest one was with BNB chain. And make sure to actually make some swaps on the Switch application, sending funds and assets from Binance Smart Chain or BNB chain. If you make at least a couple, 4 or 5 transactions using different tokens, you might be eligible for the badge. And of course, these early interactions have been very, very good in the past, because we have received so many airdrops just randomly for using the application. So Infinex is still one of my go-to plays for this 2025 bull market. And that is a wrap for all the topics for today. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe with bell notifications on. Any questions, comments, drop them in the comment section below or in our Discord. Thanks for watching. Until next time, have an amazing day.